so you have decided you want to start your content creation journey, but you don't know what to talk about, what to create, and you're confused. Well, that is why you need to do the market and competitor research, which this video is all about. Hi, my name is Somya. I'm a content creation strategist and I have been one for past 2 years, which makes me credible enough to talk about this because this is something that I do for myself as well as all my clients. Okay, and this is also something that I teach my workshop students as well as my mentorship members. Okay, so let's get back to the topic. Now, both market and competitor research are like two sides of the same coin because they go hand in hand, because you cannot do one without another. And when you do market research, you automatically get the competitor research done, especially when it comes to Instagram. I'm not talking about overall marketing, okay? I'm not talking about marketing a product or something in like digital space. I'm talking about just Instagram. Now, market research is something you do once in few months to see like what's happening in the industry, whereas competitor research is like an ongoing process. Okay, market research is something like you do at least once every 3 months to see what has changed and all those things, and competitor research is something that change like every second week. Like your audience might change their formats, they might change their topics they're talking about, the way they're talking about, and all of those things. So you need to be doing that continuously. Today, I will show you how exactly I do all of this using Instagram itself. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have a fair idea of who your target audience is and what service are you looking to promote on Instagram. Because if you don't, you might get confused a bit when I'm talking about things. So I would recommend that you have that clear. Otherwise, you can comment the word audience research, and I will, make a in-depth video about the same. Okay, now, we'll start with defining your goals and research for this process. As I mentioned earlier, knowing who you want to target is so damn important. Step one is clarify your research goals. Ask yourself, what do I want to understand about my market? What insights am I looking for from my competitors or about my competitors when I am doing this exercise? You don't want to be, blankly just go on Instagram and consume content and scroll and end up scrolling like reels for hours and not get anything done. You need to be very clear on what you're trying to understand. Okay, so common goals might include identifying what is currently working in the industry, the formats, topics, offer, etc. Like, see, if you are a marketer, you might want to go to your competitors account, might want to go to your industry people and see what kind of services are they selling. What is it that people are really, looking for? Are they investing in consultation services? Are they looking for coaching services? Are they looking for like done for them, done with you, and all those different formats? This gives you a fair idea of what you should be promoting more. Because let's say suppose you have multiple services, so what you should be focusing on the most and the foremost is something that get an idea when you do the market research. Like, I have three different services. I am a consultant, I am a coach, not a coach but like a mentor, I am a social media manager. So I have three different service models that I am currently working on. So for me to understand what kind of service is in demand and what is it that people really need is what I need to be understanding through market research. Okay, now step two is identifying your target audience and competitors. So you have a fair idea of who you want to target, but you want to get in depth in terms of who your competitors are targeting right now, and who are the people who are consuming content on Instagram and who can be a potential client that you should be creating content for. Let's say I want to work with businesses, I want to work with you know consultant coaches and all those people as well as creators, but then I need to understand who is it something who's more beneficial, like people to work with, because at the end of the day you are here to make money, and to understand that you need to understand which particular audience, like specific group of audience, has the money to give for your services. And that is what market research and competitor research gives you insight on as well. So create a simple persona that outlines demographics, interest, pain points, and then list 20 competitors who are likely targeting a similar audience. Okay, so if you're not aware of your target audience, you cannot continue this step. Like I told you earlier, that's the most important step. So just to give you a brief idea, just think of who these people are. Okay, what age group they are in, what kind of income they are earning, what are their interests, what are their pain points, what are they struggling to do, what are they trying to achieve, and everything, and list down 20 competitors who are likely targeting the same audience. Okay, now this is going to be your dream list, basically the people who have your target audience, and you want their audience to be yours. Okay, so for example, I have my content sheet where I basically have created something like named as Dream 100 List, which is basically a concept that I learned in, I think, Expert Secrets or Traffic Secrets, which talked about having a list of 100 people who has your target audience. Okay, has the people who you are trying to target. So I don't have like 100 people here, but I have just like 14 or 15. But I add this, like I add to this list like every then and now, and I have these people who are targeting similar audience as me. So some are Instagram growth coach, content creation, personal branding experts, agency owners, social media managers, content marketers, creative marketing, a lot of different things. And I have things that I like about their pages and what I can take notes on. Okay, so this is one list that you must have for yourself, for your clients, for anybody who's trying to create content on Instagram. You need to have this list. Okay, all you have to do is search keywords on Instagram, or you can take help of ChatGPT as well, because I use ChatGPT every single time when I'm like, oh, what keyword should I search for, what my competitor has in their bio and everything like that. And I search on ChatGPT, giving them certain prompts, and it helps me with those keywords that I should be searching for. Okay, do that exercise and get the list of these 20 people at least, or more than 20 if you are, if you are free and can do this. Okay, otherwise you can keep on updating this every single week. I prefer doing every single week. Now, next is use hashtags, keywords, and explore pages to gather data. Okay, look at keywords, search volume, trending topics, and competitor content performance to understand what resonating with your audience. Okay, target audience. For example, now you have gotten this list of 100 people in your industry. Now see what kind of content is working for them. So get the top performing content from their page to your content resource sheet. So this is like an old sheet that I have used. Okay, now here's the content link, here's the hook, here's the topic that they're talking about in that particular, content piece. I have written every single thing. So since I have the fair idea of what topics my audience like, I have made it into like this thing, or I don't know what it is called. I can just select, but if you don't, just type it down, and type it down for at least 30 to 40 content pieces. That's the least I would say, go for 100. Okay, do this. This is like an intense exercise you must do for like 3 to 4 hours every week, at least in the starting, I would say. Okay, and gather this list. What are the topics they're talking about, and what's the format, what's the type of content? Is it tofu, is it mofu, is it like, what kind of content's working, uh what kind of views they're getting, how many likes, how many comments, and then notes you can take from that particular content piece, and what content idea you can create, taking inspiration from that hook, that content piece, etc., etc. Okay. Now, once you gather so much data on a spreadsheet, what you have to do is evaluate, analyze customers' pain point across both market and competitor research. Okay, once you have everything in sheet, analyze what are the topics your competitors are talking about that your audience is liking. They are continuously, talking about the topics, the formats they're using, the things they're focusing on the most. This exercise should give you enough data and idea on who your target audience is following, what are they following them for, what topics are they interested in, what format should you be talking about, and anything else that you will need to create content. Let me give you an example. If I look at this, so right now I just have like 11 content pieces in front of me, but I'll just show you what I understand just by looking at these content and the like resource sheet that I've curated. Now, if I think of what is the type of content that my audience is consuming a lot right now, I see a lot of tofu. See, I understand tofu is basically the one that gets the most engagement, but you need to also understand what content comes into tofu. So if I see a lot of these content are educational or actionable, something that people can apply quickly, so this gives me an understanding ki, okay, if I want to get more and more reach in my industry, I need to create a lot of educational content and I need to create a lot of actionable content, right? So that's one insight. Second is, what kind of format is my audience consuming a lot? So I'll see a lot of talking reels, which gives me I see a lot of talking reels, which gives me an insight that okay, my audience is consuming a lot of talking videos. And if I had more data, I would know that talking videos and talking b-rolls are something that is working in my industry, because since I am enough aware about these things, so I can say that these are the two things that are working a lot right now in my industry, right? I can say that. Next, what I see is the topics. That was the first and second insight. Third, I'm seeing is what topics are my or like is my audience consuming the most. So what I see is content creation is on the top, along with a lot of inspirational and personal branding related content. So next insight that I gather is okay, if I am trying to create, I need content, I need to also have a lot of inspirational uh, pinch of inspiration in it, and it needs to be around content creation and personal branding. That's another insight. See, the more you do this exercise, the better you'll be able to understand what your audience wants and what you should be going uh, onto, like what the direction that you should be taking to make sure that you reach more people, that you get the right audience, and then you get the most clients out of it. Okay, so I hope this video gave you enough insights to get started with your computer and market research. I will see you guys in the next YouTube video. Do not forget to like this video, share this video, and leave a comment if you find it helpful, and do tag me on Instagram if you take a photo. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.